This is the second episode of US30 Live, the Bulls Grapple with the Bears series, where we continue to chronicle epic trade signal moves with updates. Let's get started. The tail end of our last video shows these 4-buy signals that were triggered on July 9th, 2025, here in the 5-minute time frame, maxing out just above the level shown, shortly after the market reopens on July 10th. We can now measure and update all of these figures to reflect Thursday's portion of each of the 4 individual moves, either from the signal bar open or from the next bar open. Following the run of this high and a shift in market structure from the higher time frame key zone displayed above, we can now switch to the Bears tab to see what's cooking. Whoa! The aggressive bears have already given us 2 early birds right from the zone, which caused the shift in market structure. The first sell signal triggered at 2:20 as shown here, and the second at 2:30, all times GMT plus 2. Examining these sell signals, we can see that the first one has offered a 97-point move so far with 0 drawdown, measuring from the next candle open. That is a dynamite signal right there, occurring during the Asian session. That's awesome. The second sell signal measures 83 points with a negligible drawdown of 2 points. Yet another dynamite signal. Moments later, we get a further market down thrust with more sell signals being generated. Marking the latest swing low, we can now examine and annotate the signal moves accordingly. We can see that the third sell signal currently measures 60 points with 0 drawdown, having triggered at 6:05, and the fourth at 9:10. Also having offered a decent 24-point move so far with a negligible drawdown of 3 points. Moments later, we get a further push to the downside beyond our marked level. If you're finding value in this content, please subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, like, share, and drop your comments in the designated section below this video. Also, it will be interesting to know your style of trading, that is, scalping, day trading, swing trading, or a hybrid of these trading styles. Note that you're at the right place, whatever floats your boat, or dare I say, your yacht. Now, having gained an additional 10 points from our previous mark level as shown here, we can now update each of the 4 individual sell signal moves accordingly. Following the run of the Asian range low, it's good practice to switch to the Bulls tab to observe price action as price reaches a higher time frame strong level. You can also see we have a shift in market structure where we can expect a potential upward move. Now, we can see the Bulls have triggered a buy signal here at 10:45, where we can monitor this signal that has emerged from a heavy turbulence zone following liquidity rates. Examining the preceding buy signals, they did offer decent moves, despite the bears having more leverage during this market phase as shown in the previous segment of this video. Moments later, we get new buy signal at 11:05. and another at 12 o'clock, following a pullback at the price gap displayed here, confirming the bullish sentiment. The unrelenting bulls have triggered another buy signal at 12:30, following a rejection of the mid-level of the price gap. Let's quickly examine and annotate these by signal moves accordingly. There comes another one at 12:50. And another at 1300 hours. Moments later, we can see how nicely all the buy signal moves played out, having reached a higher time frame key zone, where we expect the market to react at this significant area. Let's quickly update these by signal moves, shall we? Moments later, we get more buy signals, with the latest one triggering at 16:45 after a pullback. This sends a market soaring, with bulls gone wild. Updating these by signal moves accordingly. Now, note the size of the moves juxtaposed with the drawdown for each of these buy signals. Dynamite signals galore, simply phenomenal. This is bulls gone wild. We get a further 75-point move for each of these buy signals. Awesome. Moments later, we get a further upward move together with 3 more buy signals. Let's update these figures accordingly. That's an additional 108 points for all the preceding buy signals. Note that these buy signal latecomers also nailed it like nobody's business, having reached the newly formed higher time frame key zone shown here. Switching to the bears tab, we get a sell signal at 21:50, where we can see the bears flexing their muscle from the higher time frame opposing key zone shown here, following a high raid and a shift in market structure. This is a real moment of truth, where we anticipate a downward market onslaught. We get another sell signal at 22:15, whilst the unrelenting bears grapple with the raging bulls. We can now expect the bears to take charge at this critical phase of the market. Moments later, the market plummets into the higher time frame price gap displayed here, towards the close of day, where we can now examine and annotate the sell signal moves accordingly. You can see both sell signals offered impressive intraday moves worth capitalizing on. Now, swing traders, this is for you. The market plummets further with a new sell signal at 3:10, shortly after the reopen on Friday, July 11th, offering additional points to the preceding sell signals. The first sell signal now stands at a whopping 337 points with a drawdown of just 13 points. The second, at a staggering 342 points with a negligible drawdown of 9 points. The third has also offered a 260-point move so far, with literally zero drawdown. Yet another dynamite signal right there. Now, You watched the first two sell signals as they were being triggered live on July 10th at 21:50 and 22:15 respectively, with the third one at 3:10 on July 11th. You may want to jump onto your charts to monitor these three sell signal moves and to obtain the maximum gains, as the bears are not yet ready to surrender based on our top-down analysis. These are phenomenal trade signal moves overall, with the bulls and bears each grabbing their slice of the pie. Now, the big question is, can you nail this like a pro? Drop your answers and views in the designated comment section. Be sure to also check out the channel playlist videos to learn more. You'll find videos on a wide variety of markets with scalping, day trading, and swing trading opportunities, whatever floats your boat. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, give it a like, comment, share with others, and subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notification bell to be notified of future videos and the upcoming free TTAC live sessions. See you in the next one.